Hi folks, Rodney back again. Hey, I'm going to do just a quick update. A lot of people that have Tundras on order are wanting to know why their vehicles are being held up at the port. And so I kind of mentioned this before, but just kind of as a follow-up video, right now there's several different recalls that are going on, and it doesn't pertain to every single Tundra that's out there. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's any real rhyme or reason why certain vehicles are being held. What we're seeing the most of right now is the Tundra hybrids. I know that they're doing software updates, the ones that pertain to the panorama view. So if you have the 360-degree view around your truck with the cameras there, that is, that's probably one of the reasons it's being held. There was a recall, and still recall on the making sure that the bolts on the rear end are torqued properly. So I know that I had that same recall. They did the inspection, no issues found, but obviously they did retorque them just to make sure everything was okay. So anyway, that's the holdup. I've been seeing anywhere from 30 to 90 days on the holdup, and unfortunately they don't give us any type of advance notice. Everything looks fine. The vehicle gets built, gets sent to the port, and just before it gets distributed to the dealership, it's being held. So it's very frustrating on ours, and obviously more frustrating for you as the customer, not being able to get your truck in a timely fashion. So anyway, we do apologize for that. We are seeing the windows for delivery. So for instance, in the past, and I'm going to say 6 months ago, Toyota, their system would actually allow us to see when the vehicle was, number one, when it was allocated to be built, when it got built, when it was in transit to the dealership, when it hit the port, and then obviously, within a day or two, it let us know when it was going to be delivered to the dealership itself. Excuse me. The system then, and I think part of it was the supply issue, because I think that they probably had customers complaining that they were over-promising on when a vehicle would actually arrive, and then something happens where it didn't show up for another week or two. Consumers are obviously getting frustrated. So Toyota kind of took that system away from us in a sense. They no longer would give us like a day or two window of when the vehicle had arrived. It went to like a 2-week window. And so, we could kind of see when it would be put on rail and when it was being delivered to the port. And then after that, it was just like in the next 2 weeks, you'll see the truck sometime. And obviously that was extremely frustrating, because, we're watching the vehicle as it goes through the system, and then all of a sudden we don't know when it's going to show up. So, it's, for the customer who may have plans, maybe they're going to be on vacation, or maybe they're going to be out of town, and then of course the dealership, they want to get that vehicle delivered as quickly as possible so that they can get replenished with another allocation. It was frustrating on the dealership's part as well. So they recently, now it's down to about a week window. So when we watch it through the system, when it gets to the port, we can typically see within a week's time when it's going to arrive at the dealership, which makes it a little easier to plan for both the customer and the dealership as well. Okay, enough about the holdups there. If you guys do have questions, I've done it for many people. I've checked their VIN number to kind of see where it's at in the system, but hopefully your dealership will be able to kind of give you that same information that I can. And once again, if the vehicle gets held for a quality control, it's out of the dealership's hands. They have nothing to do with that. So it's just kind of a wait until the vehicle shows up. Switching gears. So a couple weeks ago, we live in Eugene, Oregon. A couple weeks ago, we went to Seattle. We went up and catch a Mariners game and hit the Space Needle. But anyway, I wanted to kind of talk about that trip a little bit. So in Oregon, the speed limit is 60 in most places, and some places it's 70. So, following traffic, everybody's doing about 75 in Oregon most of the way. And we hit Washington, well, the speed limit there is 70, so most people are driving 80 and 85. But anyway, it was right around 500-mile round trip, and an average 19.7. So, what I've seen, the best fuel economy is probably right around 60, 65 miles an hour. And then it gets really good gas mileage. You get much above that, and you can really see a drop. So to get 19.7 and driving, probably 80 miles an hour most of the way, I thought was actually really good. I have seen my fuel economy go up in probably the last month. Currently I have almost 9,500 miles on the truck, and when I first got the truck, in the first 500 miles I was probably getting 14 to 14 and a half around town. Now I'm getting 17 and a half, and so that's quite an increase. I had a 21 Tacoma, and I don't think I ever got 18 miles per gallon in town. And so to be able to be in a truck that can tow, 12,000 pounds and then yet still get that kind of fuel economy is pretty amazing. So anyway, thought you might enjoy that update. If you guys have any additional questions, anything I can assist with, I know most of the Tundras pretty well. Obviously we haven't seen a lot of the hybrid models. In fact, I don't think we've gotten any in yet, but I do have some on the way. But haven't even had an opportunity to drive one, so I don't know what they would drive like. Everything I hear says fuel economy is going to be about 1 to 2 miles per gallon better. And so, hopefully I can get some feedback from maybe you as a viewer. But then number two, once I talk to some customers that actually have them, I'll be sure and pass along that information. So thanks again for watching. If there's any question, anything I can assist with, please send me a comment. Take the time to like and subscribe. Share these videos with maybe a friend that's waiting on a Tundra or thinking about getting a Tundra, and I'll be happy to help in any way I can. Thanks again.